good. Way to go, Anthony. Way to go, man.
Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust. First order of business is to approve the minutes of the March 1st, 2016 meeting, and I would recognize a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Been moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Financial reports. We have the Metropolitan Area Public Schools trust payments, and the trust revenue and obligation report, and the one for same thing for January and February. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, I'd recognize a motion to approve them.
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. We've got the amended program implementation plan. Mr. Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As some of you have seen from time to time, we amend the program implementation plan, and we have another amendment for you today. I have a quick presentation to describe the various parts of that. All right. So, as it says, the PIP establishes the scope, budget, and priority of the MAPS projects. It was originally approved in October of 2002. It's been amended 13 times prior to today. So today's recommendations are several things. There's adjust and close the administration building project. That is the project that was, pieces of it were done for the administration, and if you recall, we purchased the new building on Classen. But as far as the remodel part of that, the school district has come up with additional funds, which are their funds, and some TIF funds that far outweigh the amount of money that we had in it. And they've asked that we give the administration of the administration building. That's what kept tricking me up. Back to them, and then we reallocate that money. Then there's additional funds for the FD Moon project. There's roadway and parking at Capitol Hill High School, and then there's closeout and adjust 53 previously approved projects. So the closeout and adjust of the administration building is the $1.544 million. As I said, they have substantially more money involved in that than what we do, and they've asked to be the administrator on that. Then we had additional funds to FD Moon Elementary. There's $1 million, if you recall. As we get towards the end of this program, we reported to you that there was approximately $1 million in funds out there that were unallocated, and we have added that to FD Moon, which bumps that budget up to $2,828,000. And then roadway and parking lot project at Capitol Hill High School, $1,052,000 on that. The roadway project is the road, if you're coming off of Grand, it lines up with Chartel. It's actually a private road, private drive, if you will. It lines up with Chartel. It's between the softball fields and the stadium. And then it wraps on around, and on the south side of the high school, it's that main road that you drive in off of Walker that's right up near the field house. It's in very bad condition, and then there's a parking lot. It's the furthest west parking lot where some of the dumpsters were, and it saw a lot of heavy traffic, and it's rutted very badly and not in good shape. So you can see the previously approved project closeouts that are also involved in this is 14 sales tax projects, needed additions here and there, deductions on 27 of the projects. Then, as I mentioned, well, no, the Capitol Hill High School bond project is a different project. That was a bond project that in order to get it where it needed to be, we used $52,000 worth of tax funds on that. And then there was deductions on 4 of the bond projects, then the closeout and adjustment of 7 technology projects. So this is the new project for Capitol Hill High School. You can see that the roadway construction is $485,000, and the parking lot is $350,000. Also, we include the administration, testing, the A&E, and then there's a contingency fund in there, so it totals up to $1,052,000. So that is it on the PIP amendment. We'd ask for your approval.
Any questions? Yes, sir.
Well, I'd first like to thank the administrators for the Southside Stadium project. It is mistitled Capitol Hill High School. It should be Southside Stadium improvements, but they are very much needed, so that's very much to be congratulated.
Thank you.
Anything else? Recognize a motion to approve the amended program implementation plan. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Next, we approve the preliminary report for the Cesar Chavez Elementary School classrooms and gymnasium projects, ES 83.
Much like what I just described on FD Moon, some of the excess monies that were found towards the end of the project, we allocated money towards Cesar Chavez Elementary for classrooms and gymnasium. We have Gary Armbruster here today with MA Plus to give you a quick presentation on this preliminary report.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Gary Armbruster with MA Plus. We'll walk through presentation. This isn't. It's not doing anything. It's not forwarding. Right button. You can advance. I'll just tell you. Next slide. We'll review the floor plans, the site plans. We'll look at some interior renderings, some exterior renderings, and the cost. And please feel free to answer any questions or ask any questions you may have during my presentation. You don't have to wait till the end. Next slide. This is an existing plan of Cesar Chavez Elementary. If you look in the lower right-hand corner, this plan was designed to have a 12-classroom addition, which is where we're looking at for our addition. What we're proposing is a 4-classroom and gymnasium addition that will go in the same area that the 12-classroom addition was proposed when the project was originally designed. Next slide. The project consists of a 2-story addition of about just under 12,000 square feet. First floor being about 9,500 square feet that will consist of 2 classrooms and a gymnasium / safe room addition. And the second floor will be 2 classrooms. Next slide. And in this slide you can see in the lower right-hand corner the yellow portion is the new addition, with the blue being the existing building. And the area in pink to the left will be a part of an alternate that we're bidding for adding sound panels to the existing cafetorium and gymnasium area. Next slide. This is a blow-up floor plan showing at the top our 2 new classrooms, and then below that main yellow corridor is the safe room addition, which consists of the gymnasium, offices, multi-purpose rooms, storage, and restrooms and janitor's closets. And what we're also doing is adding the future addition of 2 classrooms and restrooms as part of this on the first floor, so there will be some expansion possibilities for in the future. Next slide. On the second floor, the same thing. We have 2 classrooms and the addition of a possible future 2 classrooms. So total of 4 future classrooms possible for this facility. Next slide. And this is a rendering showing the new facility to the left. You can see it incorporates very well with the existing facility shown on the right. Precast panels, the same colors of the existing facilities, terracotta, and the gray tones to help incorporate it into the existing facility and the existing area in South Oklahoma City. And as we move to the next slide, we'll move over just a tad to show you the back side of it to the west, and then move over again to the next slide, showing the other side. And all sides you can see incorporate very well to the existing facility. Next slide. This is a view of the interior of the gymnasium, which will be the safe room, incorporating many of the school colors. We're also incorporating quotes, but these have not been looked at or vetted through by the school district, so we will go through a process of approving all the quotes during our design process. So this is just an artist's rendition of what could be in this facility, but trying to incorporate all the school colors as best we could. Next slide. Again, looking at school colors, those were incorporated into the floors, the walls, the ceilings. You can see that it fits in very nicely with the existing format that was already existing in Cesar Chavez. Next slide. The good news is our program budget was $3.4 million, and we're under budget by about $51,967. The alternate that I talked about, the sound panels, are coming in at $45,000, and when you add that, we're still under budget, even with the alternate pricing, by just under $7,000. So that's really good news that we can move forward on. And it also has a 12% design contingency, so we've got a lot of play here. Next slide. What we're asking for is approval of the preliminary report, which we've been working on January through March of this year. Upon approval of this, we will move into final construction plans and specifications. It'll take about 90 days. That will be finished in August of this year, with bidding in September, construction beginning in October of 2016, and the construction completed in November of 2017. And that concludes my presentation.
Any questions?
On that schedule, will there be any disruption to the classes as they go on during the year?
No, there will be no disruption to the schedule of the classes. This will be built separately from the building and in a pretty easy way. It was designed very well, and the addition was thought about, so no disruption.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to have a motion to approve this preliminary report for Cesar Chavez Elementary School classrooms and gymnasium.
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Next, we have change order number 10 for Emerson Alternative School Renovation and Clinic, increase of $17,112.
As you said, Mr. Chairman, this is a change order number 10 for Emerson Alternative. A few items in here. Item number 1 is additional water line in the kitchen. It's a fire barrier that was requested by the plumbing inspector. There was time extension because of work that had to be done in the kitchen. Then there's network cabinet relocation that had to be done for a total of $17,000.
Any questions? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Next item is concurrence with Independent School District number 89 in approving change order number 6, I-89 2007 School Bond Issue Project S7-0007, gymnasiums at Heronville, Fillmore, Prairie Queen, Rockwood, Eugene Field, and Edwards Elementary Schools, an increase of $25,649.
Mr. Chairman, this is a bond project that we are administrating for the school district, and they have asked that drainage around the playground area at Eugene Field be dealt with for $14,000. The school district's request, there was a stripe added at Fillmore, paint stripe, $702. School district also requested that we replace the backboards at Eugene Field for $3,605. There's several of them. And then some signage revisions for $3,308. And then handrails at Edwards Elementary, $3,942.
Are there any questions? Is there a motion for approval?
Move approval.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Mr. Couch.
Mr. Chairman, just a couple of things this afternoon. There are currently 2 projects under construction with the original Master Kids project. That's Emerson Alternative School, and most of that's done. There's a few things that are being done with the clinic and the kitchen and the 3rd floor. It's up there, and the reason it's taken so long is the phasing that is allowed to keep the classrooms going. And then construction has begun on the John Rex Playground project. So those are the only 2 projects we've got under construction. Obviously, we've got some improvements at Grant that we talked about this morning. We've got the F.D. Moon Elementary School that's under design, and now the Chavez project under design. I'm not going to hit on the bond projects. Most of them are done, but we're still several under construction. I do want to point out, though, very importantly, that the April 19th trust meeting will be canceled, and the next item will be 4 weeks from today, on Tuesday, May 3rd. So the meeting in 2 weeks, we're not meeting. The next meeting will be in 4 weeks.
Any questions? Seeing none, you received the monthly report from ADG Inc. Are there any comments by trustees, staff, citizens? Seeing none, thank you for being here. We're adjourned.